So welcome to another in the GUNi-Africa in Higher Education series. This episode is about good quality teaching. What are the basic elements in good quality teaching? You recall that teaching is one of the three props of university education. The others being research and community service or community engagement. We shall be learning from students who have identified some professors, some teachers that are good quality in terms of delivery of their lessons. So we shall be asking these students what are the attributes of those professors, those teachers that they have labeled as good. We shall also be asking teachers that have been identified by students from different universities in Africa as being good, about the qualities that they have made their students to label them so. We shall then be opening up the discussion on from other lands as to the characteristics of good quality teaching. We want all teachers in all higher education institutions in Africa to deliver their teaching in a contemporary, ICT-driven, learner-friendly way. So that is the object of this session. Enjoy. Perhaps I should begin by sharing with you my philosophy of university teaching. By the way, I teach advanced statistics, advanced research methods, computer science and environmental education courses to master's and PhD students. It's only when I can teach the same topics to the understanding of my children and grandchildren, that is when I can adjudge my teaching to be successful. Let's now begin our search for the qualities of good university teachers in Africa. Where else is best to begin other than from the students themselves? And we're going to be reaching out to no one else but the head, so to speak, of all the students, over 50 million of them, who are enrolled in higher education institutions in Africa. We're going to be speaking with Fred Auer. And Fred, what are your views on this matter?
My name is Fred Auer, Secretary General and Head of Mission of the All African Students Union with headquarters in Accra, Ghana. Over time, students have come to like some level of features in a good teacher, and I want to iterate this one by one. We believe that the way you are dressed determines the way you are addressed. So for a teacher to appeal to students, you must dress well at all times. If you dress shabbily, it has a negative connotation on your personality, and indeed students may not want to identify with you. Secondly, I think that to be liked by your students, and the lecturers that we have liked over time are persons who give us frequent feedback on our assignments, so that when you do an assignment, you expect that in a week or two, you are able to find the results and then make adjustments depending on the feedback from your lecturer. Also, we have come to like teachers or lecturers who give you room in the classroom to be innovative, so that they give you room to talk back and you are not intimidated. We're not saying that lecturers should be loose and then relax over the rules, no, but that in all the rigidity and strictness, they are firm, but they make students innovative. Those are some of the features that I think good lecturers should have.
Thank you, Fred, for those wonderful insights. Our search now takes us outside Africa, but to someone who has had a very successful university education in Nigeria and then went on to Canada for his graduate studies. We are reaching him through Skype. Let's hear from Okebukola. Yes, okay. Can you now share with us the attributes of the teacher that your class and yourself you love the most?
My name is Okebukola. I'm an IT engineer with TT Data. While I was at Dalhousie University, the qualities I found in my favorite teacher are, first, the teacher understood the content that he was teaching. So he knew how to explain the content in a manner where the students will understand. Another attribute, another quality I found very interesting about him is that he used to challenge the students. So he'll give us projects, side projects, where every student would take a topic home and then come back and explain to the other students. So it was beyond the traditional teacher and student, where the teacher is in class and dishes out the information and that's it. So the students were involved. He got us all together, explaining to each other stuff that would normally be harder for a student to understand. Another interesting quality I found is that he used a variety of media, not just the usual textbook where you come with your textbook and your notebook. He would give us, we came with different gadgets, our iPads and all, so we could do research while in class. And another thing is that he strived to make the students better, even himself, right? So stuff he wouldn't understand, he would explain to us that he doesn't understand it, and then go back. Because traditionally, teachers don't like students knowing that they don't understand the topic. So he made us feel or understand that he's only human. So that way, we were able to interact with the teacher. He was an excellent communicator as well. He would break it down to the barest minimum for students to understand. Another thing is, my favorite teacher would think outside the box. He was always willing to think outside the box and help students think outside the box. He could relate to his students very well. He demonstrated a caring attitude, not just about passing, not just about going through the course and getting an A, but he helped us understand that he cared for the students beyond academics. And you could tell that he loved to teach. So I think these qualities made him my favorite teacher.
Thank you very much, Okebukola. Thank you so very much, Okebukola, for those rich and diverse insights into the qualities of that teacher who taught you and your class so very well. We're coming back to Africa, and our stop takes us to Kigali, University of Rwanda, where Sabrina will share her thoughts with us on the qualities of good university teaching. Sabrina?
My name is Ineza Sabrina from University of Rwanda, College of Education. I'm doing literature and English. The teacher I like the most is the teacher who tries to cover his modules or syllabus as he outlined it, and also a teacher who tries to be flexible to students and help them to relax so that they can learn better.
Our search for the attributes of good quality university teaching now takes us to University of Rwanda in Kigali. I will be asking one of the student leaders about his thoughts on the subject.
I'm Didas Nambala. I'm a student representative in University of Rwanda. I'm also a guild president in College of Education. So the teacher I like the teacher who is motivating the students. I like a teacher who trying to minimize the distance between the learner and the teacher. I like also the teacher who is punctual. For example, when he should come at the 10 o'clock, should at least come at the 3:50 minutes and come before and motivate the students and make some summary of what he want to teach. I also like the teacher who trying to minimize the distance. The students can feel free to understand, feel free to ask the question where they don't understand very well. Thank you.
Okay, now let's move on to teachers. There are some teachers that have been adjudged by their students to be good quality. We've identified two of these teachers, one from Cameroon and one from Ghana. Let's hear from them what they think are the attributes that they possess that make them to be labeled by their students as good quality teachers. We'll start with Dr. Elizabeth Ayuketang from Cameroon, and then move on to Professor Gorski Elaby from Ghana.
Okay, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Ayuketang from the University of Buea, Cameroon. Regarding tips of good teaching, I think a relaxed class, when you have a relaxed atmosphere in your classroom, the classroom becomes lively, learning is going to take place. Secondly, when you reduce the gap between the teacher and the students, I think the students enjoy the lesson better. For example, my students admire me and they appreciate me for one thing. When I come to class, I go back to previous lesson, and those who were not in class, I make sure they understand the last thing we taught before I move to the second lesson. And while doing that, they are so relaxed because the class now becomes very relaxed, and you see them talking and enjoying the lesson. But once I don't do that, you enter the class, you see them, they are frightened. Oh, she's coming now. She's going to start asking us questions. And what I've noticed again is that students like when you initiate. When you initiate answers, you give leading questions. When you give leading questions, you see, of course, they will join you. Even if the answers are not correct, don't insult them. Don't tell them you're stupid. What you do is you tell them, oh, who else has another answer? Who can explain that to us further? When you do that, you see them participating. You see them participating, and of course, at the end of the day, you are sure of delivering what you have for them. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Professor Gorski Elaby, a Dean of the School of Graduate Studies at the University of Professional Studies in Accra. On the matter of good teaching, I think that, yes, I have heard a few times that students have commented on my teaching, and when I reflect on it, I think that it's my philosophy of teaching, which I think is learning. I prefer learning to teaching. So at the beginning of every course, I ask myself, what do I want the students to learn? And I use the first day in class to also establish from them what they expect to learn, and also to find out their backgrounds. Because at the end of the day, I try to use the backgrounds and their profiles as the basis for my examples in the course, so that they are able to relate exactly to what we are doing in class, experiential in a way, or basically what I call contributive learning. So I tell them in the beginning that I'm only a facilitator. I will learn from them and they will learn from me. So it's about sharing. Then I also think it's about how we discuss issues in class, and also the assessments. Oftentimes my assessments are not the regular pen and paper, sit in a confinement and don't open book, close your computer, everything. I don't believe in that, because in the real world, people are actually open to everything. And so yes, they should be able to have an open book exams, or they should be able to have presentations or a colloquium. So for example, my IAs are always presentations. I put the students in groups, they choose their own group members, and then you select your group number. You come and you present, but you don't know who will be presenting. I only have that honor to choose amongst the group members who will do your presentation. So if you do not bring all the members up, then you're losing out. So these are some of the things I try to do in making my teaching more contributive and interactive.
Now to summarize our findings. We have come up with 20 attributes of successful university teachers. There can be more, but these are the 20 that came out of our survey. The first, and not in any particular order, is that the successful university teacher has deep understanding of the content of what he or she is teaching. Ore brought this up very strongly, so also the teachers that we surveyed. Successful university teacher is warm, accessible, enthusiastic, and caring. All of the people that were surveyed emphasizes these attributes. Number 3 is that the successful university teacher tries to minimize the distance between students and the teacher. The students from Rwanda and Fred Awa underscored this attribute. Uses a variety of media in delivering the curriculum. Ore brought this up very strongly, and it's a good attribute in order to reach out to the different learning modes of students. Number 5, an excellent communicator. This came out in all of the respondents. Owns up to what he or she does not understand, is candid enough, is honest enough so to do. Ore brought this up strongly. Dresses well. Fred Awa underscored this, but it was one of the early attributes that he brought. Good university teacher, successful university teacher, should dress well to class. Gives frequent feedback to students on assignment. All the people who surveyed came up with this attribute. Gives students room to innovate. Challenges students with projects. Thinks outside the box. With our students, Ore brought this up too very strongly. Cares for students beyond, academics. Ore and the others brought this up. Has passion for teaching. Is passionate about teaching. Professor Gorski, Elaby, Ore, Elizabeth, and a number of others also underline this attribute. Covers the syllabus. Sabrina from Rwanda said it's important. A good university teacher should cover the syllabus, not leave some, and when the examination comes, then everybody is scrambling to see how the syllabus can be covered. Is punctual in class. Didas, the student leader from Rwanda, brought this up. The teacher is punctual, organized, and makes efficient use of time. Does not insult students. This came out from Dr. Elizabeth from University of Buea. You should encourage their participation. Uses the background and profile of the students to illustrate concepts. Professor Gorski Elaby of Ghana emphasized this attribute. Number 18, and 2 more to go, encourages interactivity, through group work. They all emphasize this. Is humorous. Now, this is not come out, but I brought it out because I know that I use a lot of humor in my teaching, and the students say, well, that I'm a good university teacher. Knows how to take the tension out of tight situations. Last and definitely not the least, our class is diverse. There are physically challenged people, there are others of different learning abilities and so on. So the good university teacher appreciates and caters for diversity, including the physically challenged. So welcome to the end of this session. We hope you have been able to pick 1, 2, 3, maybe more tips on how you can improve the quality of your teaching. If you apply these tips within the next couple of months, weeks, or years, you will be the best teacher in your university. Bye.